look, the title of this is Beyonce is soul selling. Now, I can pretty much guarantee that there are going to be people and their feelings because they're not going to like what I have to say. But I'm saying what I'm saying because it's my opinion. That's why I'm a black opinionated woman, also known as a B.O.W. My hair's coming out my situation. So, this is the thing. Let me start off by saying this. No one can deny Beyonce's talent, okay? She is clearly a very talented woman. But I feel like someone who's in my age group, now, what do they claim she is, 41 or 2 or something like that, give or take? And depending on like who you talk to, because there's people who know people in the industry, they say she's really a little bit older than that, closer to my age. I'm 46. I don't know if it's true, but she's over 40. Let me just say this. I feel first, she didn't age with her peer group. I believe that she is basically desperate for attention and she has low self-esteem. Now, where am I getting this from? She's one of those women who has not aged with her peer group. So what she's doing is she's still trying to compete with these young people, and I guess it's working. And what she's doing is she's doing it by not wearing any clothes and the type of lyrics that she's putting out. Now, look, I know you guys don't like for me to talk about Beyonce. And like I said, I'm not going to deny her talent because she is a talent. But what I am going to say is she didn't age with her peer group. She did not. And so what she's doing is she's trying to keep up. And because she did not mature and advance with her age group, what she started doing is queer pandering. And now, this is what I'm going to say that's going to sound really controversial. I believe people who are part of the alphabet community or the queer groups, or there's so many names for it. I don't know which ones are good or bad or not. In my opinion, let me just say this clearly. In my opinion, I feel collectively, en masse, that the queer group also lacks self-esteem. So I feel like they're very desperate for someone to acknowledge and hold them in high regard and hold them with such high esteem. So it's almost as if like it's a little bit of a pick-me-ism. I see you, PB. So it's a little bit of a pick-me-ism, right? So they're like, well, Beyonce acknowledged me, so I must be legit. Well, in my opinion, look, Beyonce, in my opinion, is a troubled soul anyway. She's kind of a pick-me anyway. Well, don't we all have some pick-me in us? I mean, because like there are times when I'm a little bit of a pick-me, but I'm kind of a hypocrite. So... So let me get back to the lost soul of Beyonce, since I got to sit in a little bit of this traffic for like the next 5 minutes or so, and then I can hop off onto the other highway. Beyonce has started pandering to the queer community. And I have a point to this, and I want you to listen. I feel like she's adopted them. I feel almost like pets. Now, I don't think the queer community are a bunch of animals, but I feel like people who are not part of the community, who are straight men and women, they will adopt the queer community like they're in their pocket, almost like a novelty, almost for exploitation. And so because she has not grown with her peer group, what she has done is adopted a very insecure group. Now, these are just my opinions. Be mad. Go get your little beehive. I don't care. Shut my channel down. Look, I don't eat off of this. She has pandered to the queer group. And the reason why I'm calling this out is because I don't think she's good for black women anyway, for the image of black women. There are going to be some ding-dongs out there that are just going to ride or die. Like, they're not going to engage in any form of critical thinking. What she has done is no different than Chloe Bailey. If anything, she has, I don't know, established a blueprint for it. So what she's doing is she's setting that standard that black women have to bank solely on their sexuality. So you can get your Taylor Swifts and the is Billie Eilish a woman? I think it's a woman. They can just go stand in their humanity and perform. It doesn't mean that they can't be feminine or not, but they can just go stand and perform. Black women have to bump and grind and wear leotards and talk about their body and denigrate themselves and others for attention. And Beyonce is no different. Now, you can be mad. You are allowed to be mad. So what happens is, instead of just standing out there, which she is talented enough to do, she should be able to get out there on the stage and whatever it is that she's gonna do. Like, I feel like falling in love. I mean, look, the song is a banger, but check this out. Let me tell you how she's soul selling. It reminds me of that old story, or maybe it's Greek mythology. I don't know what it is, but do you remember the name Persephone? There's that story you probably learned about in school. I think it was that. It was kind of like a siren or like a mermaid. I think they can be like very, like they sing and you get like caught up in the voice, right? And it can lead you to your death. That's what she's doing. Because look at her bootleg lyrics. Look at her lyrics. I said what I said. I want you to go pull up the lyrics to her songs, and they're silly as F-U-C-K, but there are people out here willing to give up all of their little bit of a paycheck and rent money to go pay for her. And I'm like cracking up. I'm like, this woman is so good that she's like she's just singing, and people are gonna give up their money to support her. And check this out. Let me tell you how cunning the chick is. Everybody's like, oh, she's private. I'm like, but she's publicly taking your money. She is publicly taking your money, but she's private. She's so shy. She's not shy when she's out there fighting it on that stage. But see, everyone's out there, like literally, especially like the queer community. What they do is they elevate people. They have elevated her to like a demigod. They elevated her to a demigod. I feel like if you look at her visuals, as beautiful as she is, but she's cunning, I feel like they're a little demonic. I do. You don't have to like it. Now look, I know I'm biased. Okay? And I admit it, and just take it for what it is. But listen to her language. Like, I just want to thank God. She wants to thank God for everything. I'm like, you can't love God and love the world at the same time, honey. No. I'm not asking for perfection, but she is so far out there, and what she's doing is she's branding it under her femininity. Miss me. This is how I know that the child is not educated. Because you can't sit there and tell me you're a Christian in 1 minute and then you're feminine and all sorts of stuff like that. That's not femininity. And now I'm sure there are going to be people who are going to look at this and say, like, who are you to think that you can gatekeep femininity? I'm just who I am. I am an expert on being myself. I've been myself all my life, all 46 years of them. So anyway, let's get back to her soul selling. Besides the whorish outfits that everyone's gonna be like, oh yes, honey, yes, and all of the craziness. So I feel like what she's doing is she knows she's using her voice, which can be entertaining, and she's using great tracks behind it. I'm not mad at it, but what she's saying is kind of like if you say the same things over and over and over again, it gets into your soul. Kind of like the whacked out manosphere and the angry black women out here on these apps. You say the same thing over and over. You don't have to say, I hate men, I hate women. All the accoutrements around the meal says the same thing. So anyway, so Beyonce, she's like the best at grifting off of us. So we'll call out Kanye, but won't call out Beyonce. Beyonce is selling tickets at some exorbitant price because she can. She can. And instead of thinking, you know what, I've profited enough off of my people. You can't tell me you care about the people and you're going to sell these tickets at these outrageous prices. And people are going to go pay it. And they're like, it was worth it. And this, that, and the other. And they're like, she's the this, that, and the other. I'm like, she is a dum-dum. Her lyrics are dumb. Her tracks are amazing. Her voice is great. She's beautiful. But let's call a thing a thing. She's out there thotting it on the stage. Well, I shouldn't say thotting it, but like bumping and grinding. Where do you think Chloe Bailey got it from? Chloe has gone off the deep end. I'm telling you, if you look at Beyonce's lyrics and all the imagery and the meaning behind it, the imagery of what she puts out in her visuals and the meaning behind what she says, read the lyrics. Black people won't read. They won't read. Look, I've been guilty of it, singing songs I shouldn't be singing, just getting my little yip yap on and just a sing-a-linging. But let me tell you something. She is like I don't want to say false prophet. I don't know what word I want to use. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. But she's very dangerous. She's very cunning. So she's leading people down a path. I'm telling you, there's a reason why she is just as bad for the culture. She really is. Let me tell you something. She has so much clout and she has so much talent. She should be able to just go out there on stage and just, like she should be able to do it. Do it. I think she's horrible for the black woman image. Her lyrics are terrible. She can't speak. I mean, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, please. All she does is walk out in leotards and a lot of gyration, and really all she's concerned about is her sexuality. There's nothing empowering about what she's saying, and black women have fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker. They have. Let me tell you something else. I don't feel like she has elevated herself one bit. She has not. I want to tell you the reason why. She has the same look. The same blonde tresses and clip-ins or whatever it is that she's got going on. Beautiful woman, but she's got the same look. She has not elevated. And now she's even got her child out on stage, involved in the shenanigans. And everyone's saying like, oh, but her mom is Beyonce. She's part of the industry. I'm like, don't put your baby in this industry. I'm like, she won't not perform. Isn't that like a double negative? She's so desperate for the adoration and adulation of the public. And I'm like, there's something just deranged about this situation. And people continue to fall for it. Like I said, everyone wants to say, oh, well, she's so private. I'm like, but she's publicly taking your coin. She'll take your money in public. But then it's like, you can't know what she's doing. There's no like responsibility. She puts out a couple of songs. Brown Skin Girl. I like Brown Skin Girl. But she'll put out a couple of songs, but then she's got a bunch of nonsense. Look, go read the lyrics. Do your homework. The chick's got low self-esteem, if you ask me. I don't see how she's inspirational at all. What exactly is she inspiring? For people to be their best self? Is that your best self? Is that your best self? To go out there, and I'm just guessing, I don't know, to go out there and popping and locking, booty popping. I'm like, the chick is weird. And like I said, I'm going to bring it back to the Christian thing because she proclaims to be a Christian. I'm like, you can't love God and love the world. You can't love God and your lyrics are that whacked out. I'm just calling the thing a thing. Look at the visuals. All these demonic things going on. I'm like, what is going on? And see, this is what I'm going to say. Ever since black people started moving further and further away from God, I'm not here to preach about God, but I'm just saying this. There was a period of time when we were in the church. The church served as a means for getting people to register to vote, for education, to learn about black history. Like I said, I learned about lift every voice and sing in church. Black Wall Street in church. You learn a lot of history in church. And I'm not saying everybody should be Christian, although that's what I prescribe to. What I am saying is when we stopped believing in God and all this other stuff like that, think about what's going on. People are now confused about who they are, what they think they might be. They don't want, look, people are now like accepting in any of everything. There is no identity. Everybody can be a woman, which means there's really no such thing as a woman. You've got people who have such low self-esteem that they're waiting to get a call out or a shout out from Beyonce. Like I said. And what happens is because she's got people captive, like I said, she's like a modern day Persephone. I think it's Persephone. P-E-R-S-E P-H-O-N-E. I don't even remember how to spell it. Persephone. I believe she was the siren who used to sing. I cannot remember. But look, the chick is just as much as a hypocrite as the rest of us, because I know I am. But what I am saying is you can't claim to be a Christian and then I listen to the lyrics. I don't even remember the names of half of these songs. I'm like, these lyrics are sick. And if you read them with intention, like, because obviously she's giving a shout out to the queer community. I'm like, the queer community suffers from low self-esteem, and people are going to say, no, they don't. No, they don't. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do. They want people to hear them. I'm gay. That's what they want people to hear. And I'm like, I don't care about your sexuality. I care that you have human rights. I do care about that. But the fact that you want to get down with what you get down, I'm like, what's that to do with me? They want that acceptance. They want it publicly. They want the acceptance. So look, like I said, I feel like Beyonce is a little bit of a weirdo. Talented as she may be. I mean, like, the girl's got it going on. But I'm not. All she's doing is proliferating some of the same poor stereotypes that they think about us for so long. And so when I talk about her selling her soul, I do believe it's very demonic what's happening with her. It's demonic. She didn't age with her peers, so she aligned with the queer community. And like I said, they're eating it up because she's giving them the shout out. They already need something, public affirmation, acceptance. And that's where Beyonce is. Beyonce can't not put out stuff. She can't just be a mom. Not to say that she shouldn't, enjoy her craft, but as much as she's taken from the black community, they're willingly giving it. It's not just the black community, but I'm calling out the black community. Look, it's clear that the black community is sick. This is a sick culture, really. I shouldn't say the community, I'll say the culture. Let me get over into this good lane. So look, clearly the black community is on a struggle bus. We need affirmation from any and every one. We do. Just look at what we're doing. So what we'll do now is instead of getting out there singing, we won't do that. No, we got to get out there and we got to pop it. We got to do a whole lot. We got to wear like some pasties and a string in between our hind parts. And I'm like, I'm not saying you have to be a school marm, but I'm like, can you put some clothes on? And look, and if you think I'm making it up, all you got to do is look at what's happening on reality TV. All the black women, well, some of the white women too, but I'm speaking to the black women. They all have to have their boobs out. They got the same fake hair, the same lashes, the same everything. They all got the same face, the same body. And if their boobs aren't out, they don't feel accepted nor validated. I'm just saying the thing. Now, part of that is just me being a hater because I don't have like a significant rack. But nevertheless, it's two things can be true. I can be a hater and still call out the silliness. Anyway, Beyonce has been elevated to a demigod. Don't get over here. Don't stop my flow. Okay, stay over your lane. So she has been elevated to a demigod by so many people. And because so many people don't even like God or anything anyway, it's okay for them to hear these whacked out lyrics she's putting out. You can go back to some of her other songs. And I'm telling you, if you take the time, pull up her songs, read the lyrics, some of them are so dumb, but because she's like Persephone, she's got a very palatable voice that people enjoy, and she's got tracks behind her. She's very attractive. So what happens is people are like, oh man, she really sang a great song. I'm like, no, the song was kind of whack, actually. The whackness of it all. Look, I'm gonna go home and start singing too. Just start making up stuff and put some tracks behind myself, and maybe I can just go ahead and put my tatas out and get my eyebrows done and take out my fake hair and go get myself some weave and blonde weave that, because that's much palatable to be a crossover. I need to be a crossover chick, right? So I need to get some blonde hair and make sure I put on. So I'm not saying Beyonce does this, but I think I need to go get some foundation that's 2-3 shades lighter than what I am, and I'm just gonna get out there and just start singing for some cover songs. Ciao. Anyways, she is soul selling. She's leading people down a path, and they are going down this path like lemmings. They are walking off this cliff because Beyonce is saying something. They are literally giving them, it's like she's singing them into a cult. They're giving up their little bit of paycheck. They're saving up. Like, if you gotta save up to get concert tickets for that, this is a problem. I'm like, you need to be putting that money into an investment or get yourself a house or something. If you are saving up for that shenanigans, now that's not to say that she doesn't put on a good show. I mean, Beyonce is super talented. You cannot deny that. But I'm telling you, I think that there's something else going on there. Look, you heard it from me. Look, these are just my opinions. Now, what I was really going to talk about was how I feel like I think there is this push towards demonic images in people in the media, right? I'm seeing this trend. It started off, that I can remember with like Lil Nas, got Beyoncé, and I wrote it down in my little notebook. there was the guy that they said it was the Grammys. I didn't see it, but I'm just listening to what other people have said, and like people coming out with horns and carrying on, and I'm just kind of like, this is a sickness. This is a sickness. And Satan's winning. Let me tell you something, because he's getting everybody's hearts and minds. They've got kids walking around here not knowing who they are. They don't know who they are. They're like, I don't know what gender I am. I'm not a gender at all. I don't identify with a gender. I think I want to flip genders today. There is no such thing as gender. I'm like, what is going on? The queer community is just so happy to get a shout out, and they're like, we love you, B. I'm like, shut up. Love yourself. They are idolizing this chick. She's a demigod. The power this woman has, that people will give up their little bit of change to go listen to her. All right, so look, go ahead, put your little hateful comments in the chat. Be mad. I get it. I know I tend to like poke people a little bit, but hey, I gotta be exactly who I am. Let me know your thoughts. One of these days I need to do a live when I can actually bring people on instead of doing it from my car, but I gotta get home, make sure dinner is ready. My son is starting it, gobbles them down, and then run my daughter to basketball practice. But let me know your thoughts. I'm serious. Let me know your thoughts. By the time I get off of this video, it's not going to be available until I make it available. I set that up as my automatic thing, so that whenever I do a live from my phone, that is not available until I make it available. So I need to go home and make a proper thumbnail and the whole situation. But this will be available tonight. And yeah, please don't go broke over Beyonce. Oh, look, if you want to spend your money, I can give you my Cash App or my Venmo, because I got a son going off to college in August. So if you want to spend your money, I will take all your money. Just don't give it to Beyonce. All right, go ahead and leave a comment and subscribe, because I'm amazing in every way and I can do no wrong.